Mic check. Alright, we're good. Welcome to all or anyone joining in now, our live or watching later. Now we are currently watching the ACC Consoles ACL League GT4 series. It's the first round of the series and first round of the 6-round series, and we are currently in Brown and Savage. This will happen every Saturday for the next 6 weeks. It's at 5:45 Eastern Time. So with Branchats being our fourth, will be our first track venue of the season, followed by Solder, the Red Bull Ring, Watkins Glen, Circuit of the Americas, and finishing it off at Suzuka. And I apologize, it's not back-to-back, it'll be every other week. So it starts on today, the 9th of August, and ends the 18th of October. At the moment, we have about 20 drivers on the track. I guess now we're currently in the practice session, and where the drivers can figure out the race strategies, how much fuel they want to put in, what their times are around the circuit, and practice a bit of battle. As you see right now, Marmot and Fist behind each other as Rita goes off into the gravel. A bit of facts about Branchats. There's a bit of contact and Marmot and Fist spin out. Now, as they go to the pits, we can see if we can try and find any other drivers. Looking at the times, it's Slick with the fastest lap of 1:31.767. It seems the popular cars between the drivers are the Alpines and the Aston Martins, as well as the Mercedes. About less than 2 minutes left in practice. Drivers will set their final lap times and prepare for qualifying. Fun fact about Branchats is that originally it was a motorcycle circuit was on the farmland, but then it got converted into the British Grand Prix for F1, and then F1 has raced a few times there, and now it is part of the British GT Championship. And the GT3 lap record is a 1:22.557 by Rafael Marciello in the Mercedes AMG GT3 Evo. As you see Monica go off into the wall, probably overseeing the corner with 30 seconds left in free practice. So it's likely all in practice to finish up the lap and take to get ready for the car to qualify. Now, as free practice over, they should get sent into the qualifying session in a bit. And as the rest of the drivers on track finish their laps. And seems to find the driver is Stig. the current winning champion of GT4, who won last season in the final round. Hyper now finishing this lap.
Green light. Go, go, go.
And oh boy, this would be an interesting one. It is waiting for qualifying. This would be very interesting. And it looks like it's going to wane the entirety of qualifying. So this would propose an entire new challenge for the drivers. Currently, 3 drivers on track. The West probably figure out new setups as this rain is probably a bit unexpected. Like, there's a bit of variety in the weather now, 40% chance of rain. Like, the GT4 drivers got hit with the rain this time. Now, a good portion of the drivers make their way onto the track. A new setup. See if we can find someone to ride on board to as we start the laps. We'll pick P1 finisher. The line will be different because of the rain. So you will be able to everyone advise for that. Not a lot of P1 finisher. So fast. Breaking along that second, just a bit after that second board, trying to hit that apex, get on power as early as possible. With the rain, you want to avoid the astroturf. Right at the 1. So we to the corner, to the good exit. We got the orange and then the barrier, try to hit that apex. Ooh, it's like I can see one finisher will go off into the wall. So we got a bit too much on the astroturf. The Piper will be able to keep this lap. I go, I guess. Like I say, get a good exit out of turn 9. Flat turn. Break a bit after the second board. Try and hit that apex. Looks like Hyper will miss it. Safe though, but this lap definitely won't be good. We'll find someone else. I believe John is about to start the lap, so let's see if we can try and get on with him. Mercedes. Right on the brake just a bit after that on very area there. Get like a little bit on the pace but still be able to keep on back. Breaking the orange area right before the right ball. Here, brake just as you did after the area next to the sign. And so here you can one brake over on that sign or you can launch very after the sign. So brake and you got to get a good exit out here. You don't get it, it's very tough to get because it's very easy to do a spin. As you forward to the outside, you're going to want to brake at that second last on the area on the right. Remember, it's just before or just on at the right build follow. Then here bringing the final right point. Yeah, I'm struggling with this. Here you're going to want to brake at the final brake marker. So brake to here, and you're going to get a good exit out of here. Try and go to the side to make the left as short as possible. Let's see if I can try and get this right again. Brake a bit after that. I can brake it hard. Also try and hold the inside. I like to get those two ballers. Then brake right at the for the very at the left, slow brake, try and hold that inside line, set up for a good exit. Then you're going to want to wait until your orange marker where the brake point is. Hold that inside, try and get a good exit. Be careful not going in on the after. Then you're going to want to brake after the braking marker right there, right in the orange marker. Or try and slow brake, get a good exit out of this corner. Go back to the floor, hold the inside of the front, then you're going to want to get the second last one wall. Then brake right at the final brake marker. Use the aftercurve and then now lift it. Get to the door. Brake right before the final braking baller. But that inside of you can start going off track. Brake it to find the ball again. And trail brake. That's the one there. Very good. You want to trail brake on. And then go back to the floor. Braking. Here you're gonna brake it to final. Brake the ball. Try to hold it inside it. Put on down. Hold it hard. Hold it inside the side. And make the side as short as possible to the line. That's left. Fantastic. GT4 in the west. That's tricky. John goes P3 with that time, a 1:37.8. Fastest time currently is Hyper with a 1:36.805. As you see, Stig going to P7 with that lap with Luigi right behind. One of those try and walk together. Or if Stig will let Luigi pass, as in no probably reset to the pace. So for the time being, currently Hyper is on pole, followed closely by Fist with a 1:37.1, followed by Chandler, Luigi, Slick, Beto, Stig, Pinto, Wob, Isla, Monic, Loose, as it looks like Bruno Poker goes ahead Head of Wob, Isla, Hornet, Loose Lips, Edible, HJ, P1, Joy, a Marmot, Purple, Snack, again, Movie Green Sky will be yet to set at laps, as well as Hobo Expander, Cirky, and yep, that's about it, and Bitu. Currently wide on the street, with all more behind him. Though I believe Patino is on the lap right now. P1 minutes ahead. Traffic rules is a big part of this track. It's very short track and very easy to get caught up in the traffic. So that's the slow traffic or fast traffic. See all the movements of the steering wheel using a lot of questions trying not to spin around due to wet weather. Although it does seem like the track, not necessarily trying, but it does seem like the clouds are getting a lot quieter. It seems like the rain might go away. Only it is heavy rain, and it says that the rain will go away in 30 minutes. However, by that time, qualifying will already be over. Speed 3 with that lap with circuits but unwound. As you see, Hyper held up by Idle. Both of them might be on laps, which is why I love is still continuing. It's always a tricky qualifying where you go up to someone who's slower than you, and you're on a lap, but they're also on a lap. Or it can be quite a tough decision to decide whether you want to try and overtake them, try not to ruin their lap, or just try and play it safe and abandon your lap. Piper now goes to start another lap, trying to improve on this time. We'll watch now from the TV camera to see a lap as he drifts a while on the first corner, but still managing to keep the lap value. Trail break to the second corner, and set up that exit. At this corner here, it's very easy to go off into the AstroTurf in the valley and take the lap. Now heading into turn 4. It's very tough to get a good exit out of here because of how off camber it is, but it is possible. However, on the exit, we gotta be careful because as you can go because of the curb. You can get a bit unsettled at the end of the curb, but now going through here, also very easy to go off if we carry too much speed or turn in too early or too late. Also very easy to invalidate here. As you see now, I can invalidate left. Now I will look to start another lap. We'll see if we can get on until another person. Someone else is on board. Quite a long way to serve. Go over the help fan. See all of you. Driving. Trying to hit the apex. He does that, but searching to be a bit slow on the exit. Hopefully take right into the orange barrier. That's definitely not his best exit, but now I'm going to do the left hand turn. Good exit, slide. Let's see if he can get to this corner without sliding. That keeps it 30 of this. And he takes it good, but takes it nice and slow, trying to set it out before he pushes. There's about 15 minutes left in this qualifying session. Now let's see. The next corner he makes it, but will he be able to keep it at turn 6? Turns it early, he's trying to get a better exit. He will keep the left out. Go up now, I think we'll make it in 9, 2, and 1. Commentators first. He's up on the lead in 3, he's currently in 6. But this lap, fly on the board. If I decide to skip that, there won't be any improvement. He gets a better angle. He does get a better angle than the previous best. Waiting for turn 2. He'll make the corner, but will he make it to the Cooper straight? He gets a bit of slide, and he will not. He will go hiking onto the grass. Very easy to go hiking there. See Malik falling behind him, who will keep it on track. I can follow the regular track. He goes down the Pilgrim's Drop, as the straight is called. As you can see, the drop in elevation heading into turn 5. Malik will be able to keep it on track, but will he invalidate for this corner? I'll keep it on track. He'll play it safe. He won't go too much on the inside. Probably very wet there. And trail break all the way to turn on 8. Hanging to the final corner. Clogs curve. Let's see, will he drift it or will hit the corner? Nope, he's gonna take it just fast. So hold the inside line. Try and make it as short of a lap as possible. And to the line, it's a 1:37.917. Improves to P10. Now he had to deal with the traffic for this lap. I've never been to Britain before, so I'm not sure what the traffic is like, but I bet these drivers will definitely get a taste of what Britain traffic's like with the as morning now goes on a hiking trip to the barriers. We'll throw that back. Is now on board with Fish, which says he's on an invalid lap. I'm not too sure if he is or not. It's currently P1 with a 1:36.5. Now we go down Pilgrim's Drop again. As you can see how Wayne there is for the outside POV. Now going to Hawthorne Street, or Bent, I apologize, Hawthorne's Bent. Now going to turn 6. Elbow for this speed going into turn 7. Look at that as much as you can. We're trying to avoid the grass. Going to turn 8. 8 spin of the top spin. Now to the final corner. Pretty fast. You can see the collection on the steering wheel. Now this is the T2. He's demoted by his teammate Hype. Goes 1:35 seconds as Fish goes spinning right into Pinto. What are the odds? Imagine just being Pinto there. How do you think? Oh, I spin. I guess I'll just tow it back. Fish would think, eh. But then you see Fish ram right into you. So now we go on board with Sondler as he looks to abandon this lap. Probably do refuel. Now we're going on board with the Poker, going to kill construction. Let's say, trying to say that without everyone would be unfair. And with track control, there's a bit of a skill gap because even with it, you still have to manage your throttle. You can't start on the throttle as with the low or level track control, even though it's faster than the high level, you will still spin out. So it's a bit of a gamble. Because with the low track control level, you have more power to the wheels, but you have more risk of spinning out. You'll go safe. You go safe and go full throttle, but you won't have as much power. Now we can go off. I'll take the Now we go on board with Pinto. Oh. So I'll try to head up a good line for turn 7. And then just avoid taking a trip to the grass. It's very easy to go off track. As you see Pinto pushing the limits of track limits. You cannot hear me. Can you hear me now? Where can I go to turn up the mic? How about now? Is the mic good? Switch settings. All right, thank you, Coop, for that. Now back on board with Pinto. So he was a bit of time there on turn 6, trying not to go off track. Now into turn 7, he'll miss the apex and get on the grass and get that one step for sure. 12 breaking into turn 8. Turn 9, this is crucial to get a good lap. Will you be able to improve? To a boost speed? Objective will be better than the last, but it won't be improved. Just 7 minutes left after qualifying as Edibles is in the grapple. Smolik now looking to improve on his time by about 3/10. The Sky behind him. Smolik will also get at a total from I Love ahead as he improves back to P10 with a 1:37.5. So you'll have to watch out for some of the cars on the asphalt turf. Smolik will be really close to I Love this lap. This might affect his lap. I Love giving as I Love gets out the way on the bad lap. have a really good exit out of turn 4. However, he will go back half a second after going off. Good all to hear. Let me turn the game sounds down a bit. What about now? Can you hear me now? On it goes past final quarter. Now Monica validates his next lap and gets out of the way of Sky. Also goes wide and almost impedes Isle up there. It's less than 5 minutes left to go in qualifying. All 79. Edibles, the silver driver. See, now seems he's improving a bit, although 1.6 seconds ends to his previous best. This now holds up 21st to 15th, so 137.382. As he'll go off now in this lap. But can you both hear me and the car? Or is one louder than the other? That was the wall on it now with about 2.5 minutes left. See if we can go on to the helmet camera for this one. Let's actually see if we can try and find fish or hiker. Now we're headed to the final minutes of qualifying. Now we're find Fish, who might be setting his second or last lap. I bet he seems to be up by 5 tenths, 6 tenths now. He'll be looking to take pole from his teammate Hyper. He'll keep it on track in turn 3. Now going to turn 4. Exit An exit is crucial for a good lap here. Will he get a good exit? A short shift to third, and this exit will not be good. He'll drop about 3/10 from his previous best. Now heading down Pilgrim's Drop to Hawthorne's bench. How fast will he be able to take it? About 87 miles per hour minimum speed fast. Fishing to be dropping and losing a lot of time in this lap as now he gains time in turn 6. About 4/10 up on his best. How brave will he be for this corner? A bit too brave as he goes off, but he will benefit from it. 5/10 up from his previous best. On the limit. Now heading into the final corner as we see someone taking the Indy layout. So Fish will lose about a 10th in the final corner and checker flags out and there'll still be P2 for Fish. HJ will finish in P7 with a 136.4. Seems most of the drivers are finished. Like Patino's looking to try and improve on his lap though. However, he'll need about 6/10 if he wants to get the pole, which probably will not happen. That won't stop him from trying. The session's over, I'm not able to see what his time is, so I'm not sure if he's improving or not. Definitely pushing the limits of how fast he can go. A trail break to turn 8. However, we'll go a bit safe there, not using all of the track. Now turn 9, the exit is crucial here. It'll be the last driver to cross the line. As to the line he goes, will he improve? No, he will not. And that is your current grid position for the race. So, for the race, it's WRL Hyper on pole with a 1 minute 35 5.182, followed by WRL Fish with a 135.307, 1/10 away, or 10th away. And then about 6/10 away from pole position will be Bettino, the 135.797. Just shows you how dominant the WRL drivers are. Then following Bettino is Sky with a 136.162. And following Sky is Beto with a 136.227. Then John with a 136.365. HJ with a 136.432. And Luigi just is 5 thousandths away from him. HJ with a 136.437. Mugen and 3 were also on 9th with a 136.5.2. I love for being 10th and with a 136.745. Stig will be in 11th with a 136.877. Our current champion and about 1.7 seconds off pole time. Monic will follow Stig with a 136.885. Then following Monic is Pinto with a 137 and 0.027. Then Wob with a 137.070. P1 finisher with a 137.310. Edible with a 137.382. Slick with a 137.392. And Shirky with a 137.557. Bruno Poco with a 137.672. Then Choi with a 137.950. Loose Lips with a 138.287. And Marmot with a 138.337. And Herbal Expander with a 141.445. Then Popo Snack with a 141.922. That rounds up the current qualifying grid with its Hyper sending the fastest as sector 1 and 2. Hyper being fastest sector 1 and 2 with finishing sector 1 in 30.337 seconds, and 24.622 in sector 2, and Fish being the fastest in sector 3 with a 39.957. He already sub up 40-second sector 3 lap. It's now anyway with about 4.5 minutes left until the driver start the formation lap. As now we have about a minute left until the drivers get underway, and with the formation lap. Now the drivers should
30
have
seconds.
the setups ready for the race, and it looks like it'll be dry for the first 30 minutes, at least the first 30 minutes. So the drivers should have the setups ready. Now, 3, 2, 1, and the session's now underway with the formation lap. Uh, and it looks like Beto enjoy and Surkey are starting from the pits. Now we get underway with the formation now with Hyper and Fist is leading off the grid. Leading the grid off. There are 3 drivers who either choose to start from the pits or did not get back in time. And those drivers are Joy, Beto, and Surkey. Joey, Beto, and Surkey. Now going down Pilgrim's Drop again. Love that name. And going through Hawthorne's Bench. Should be a very interesting race. There is a chance that it'll rain halfway through the race, and when it chooses to rain, it can really affect the drivers. Because if it rains after about 35 minutes to rain, if it rains after the expected pit window, then and that could really negatively affect the drivers. As now they should be getting the message to go double file. Now they get the message. 25 drivers, 24 drivers, I believe. 24 drivers. Drivers currently. We start off the GT4 season at Branch X. If last year was anything to go by, this should be quite the exciting championship. Now the drivers get ready, going onto the main straight. And they'll await the green. And as we kickstart this GT4 season at Branch X. The lights are green and we're off. Fish will go to the outside, but Hyper gets the better line. And HJ and VT going side by side. Right? Everyone's need to make it to turn 1. And unscathed. Will they make it to turn 2? Yes, seems like it's so far. And the drivers will make it through turn 2. Will anyone be bold in turn 3? It looks like Monik is off, I believe. Or is that Mugen? 3, as there's contact already in turn 3, and Bruno Poker is spun round by Poker Snack and Marmot. They'll obey the golden rule and wait for Poker to get this minutes of background. See if he can catch up with the leaders. As Beto's Oki and Joy will exit the pits and now begin their race. Fish looking to make moves on his teammate Hyper. They also have to worry about Patino and Sky, who are behind them. And Fish will look to the inside. Now he has Patino to worry about. Will Patino go to the outside? He'll take better and try and get a better exit. So far, there's only been about 1 incident in this turn 1. 1 incident in turn 3 for lap 1. Now we begin lap 2. With all drivers still currently on the grid. See that baller get taken out. Patino is under pressure from Sky behind. Pinto loses the place to Stig. Now see Joey go around Marmot. He'll be lucky to make up some places after starting from the pits. Fish is still behind Hyper. As Hyper goes off the track. And now how it looks like Hyper cuts the inside. Fish will look to the outside. Is he close enough? Not this time. Fish gets a bit of air time there. She hits the curb and Bettino's right behind him now. Close battle for the top 4 currently. As we see H-Day now going to the outside of Mugen in 3. Mugen will back out though. Oh, and H-Day will take the place. But Mugen will be under pressure from I Love behind. However, I Love will wait to get past him. It's like he'll try and go overtaking him into turn 2. But he's in, and he thinks better. Stig tries to look up the inside of Luigi. However, Luigi will go hiking in turn 3. And Stig will go side by side. Wob tries to make it 3 wide, but there's not enough space for that. Right. Now, going out of turn 4. Whoever will be ahead will be the one with the best exit. And looks like Stig has the better exit. So now he'll go side by side with Luigi. He down Pilgrim's Drop and into Hawthorne's bench. Will you look around the outside? He will. He'll be ahead of Luigi. But will Luigi back out? He will. But Luigi will also lose a place to Wob. As does Contact. I believe Luigi's got pissed off by Wob, or Luigi might have gone off himself trying to avoid Wob. She's now down 15. As you see, Fist going side by side with Hyper. Will Fist look to the outside? No, he'll look for the switch back on to turn 2. As he'll be ahead of Hyper now. But Hyper will try and get the switch back on him. However, Fist will hold the inside line. And Fist takes the lead from Hyper. It seems Zoe got knocked back down to 23rd. It seems he's been in an incident. As Wosuki looked down on the inside of Walmart, he'll look, but he won't send it. Now Mugen 3 goes side by side with I Love, and I Love gets ahead, seemingly with a better exit. Now going to Hawthorne's bench. Pinto looks on the inside, and there's contact. But Mugen will still be on. He'll be ahead of Pinto. Still going getting a bit too aggressive for that move. Now we see Mornick being under pressure by Luigi, who will definitely be looking to make a places after getting knocked down to B15. We'll use all of the track, like even a bit of the grass, to try and get a better exit. But here's where you need to get a better exit, and it looks like Luigi will be close as Swabs off and loose lips, I believe. That's Wob and loose lips, who I believe have had contact as Wob waits for loose lips. It seems like that would be an incident we go over as Beto goes onto the grass to get past Wob. Now on board with P1 finisher, trying to catch up to Luigi and Mornick. Now Luigi probably gonna try and look for a move on Mornick. Let's see if we can get to him real quick. Looks like Ricci will not make that move yet. Let's see. Yes. WR Fist is now 1.5 seconds ahead of Hyper. As Fish has the fastest lap with a 1:31.907. So far, the track condition is fast, as with around 21 degrees Celsius ambient temperature, with the track temperature being 28 degrees and no rain in sight for the next 30 minutes at least. So now we see edibles are going for an interesting strategy, trying to outlast the field as he's the first one to pit, although that might not work because as I doubt the tires will be able to go the full hour and 10 minutes. And if they do, they'll be super worn out as Richie is now super close to Monica's Sky. Hits track and high pressure drive through for track limits. It's very easy to get track limits. It's violence. It's here as seen with Hyper, who now will have 3 laps to serve for drive through as he'll go to serve it now. But he'll have to be careful to not get a stop though for speeding in the pits. It seems like he's good. Now we go on board with the battle for 12th position, which I believe will now become the battle for 11th position. As Hyper now clears his drive through and Nash works his way back up the field. Looks like Ricci will go defensive from P1 finisher as P1 finisher will try and go on the outside but overshoots the corner. The wide on board with Edible, who, although it's a lap down, if he is faster than finisher, he can overtake him and try and hold the gap, but he cannot hold any of the drivers up as he is a lap down. But if he is faster, then he is free to try and overtake P1 finisher. It seems a bit loose with his wheel there. Hyper now looks it's about a second behind this group. See Wob now trying to make a move on Beto. Will he send it down the inside in turn 6? He'll think better. On board with P1 finisher as Edible will try to unnap himself. But he has to do this carefully, and there's contact. There's a ooh, and looks like Hyper goes into Edible. Oh, that would be quite the traumatic one with you with the stewards. It says Edible trying to unnap himself ahead of P1 finisher, ends up making contact with finisher, and getting ran into by Hyper. I'm sure the stewards will have something to say about that after the race. Finisher falls 3.5 seconds behind Ricci. So Hyper behind him trying to get past. That's Marmot sliding and shifting his way through turn 5. Alright, Bruno Poker will try and look at on the inside, but it's not enough room for a move there in turn 6. We're going to turn 7. Bruno Poker will sorely want to get past Marmot as soon as he possibly can. They have a much better exit. Will he try and look down the inside of turn 9? He thinks about it, then tries to go for the better exit. Will he try and send it down the inside in turn 2? He'll look, but he's too far back. Now we jump on board with Ouija, and it seems like Malik might have pitted, and it looks like there's some Ivers getting into it behind them. That's P1 finisher and Hyper. Hyper wanting to get past P1 finisher as soon as he possibly can to try and catch up with the leaders. As Hyper goes onto the grass and makes quite the good save. Almost went flying through the barriers there for a second. Finisher doesn't get a good exit, and Hyper will look to the inside. Finisher will squeeze him though, and Hyper goes on the grass to try and get past Finisher. They go side by side, go turn 1, and they make contact, and Hyper goes into the wall and into the gravel. The P1 Finisher goes sliding across the gravel, and Hyper will throw it, and he's out of this race. That's a shame for Hyper, starting from P1 and to retiring by lap 9. So the stewards will definitely have something to say with him and P1 finisher after this race. The Turbo Expander hits the curb. We'll add that to the notes of things to do with you after the race. Wob will now try and get past P1 finisher, and Wob looks like finisher went defensive there for a second, so let's see if we can get to him or Wob. Yep, we do get to them. As P1 finisher will go wide into the gravel, and Wob will easily go past him. His Fish is now about 9 seconds ahead of Patino. So unless something happens, it seems like Fitz might win this race. But anything can happen. If you see Slick now trying to look down the inside of Stig, but he's not close enough. He'll try and get the better exit though. Stig will try and go defensive though and try to stick with Mugen 3's toe. And it seems like Stig has a much lower downforce setup than Slick, as he loses quite a lot of time down the straight. Now going to turn 6. Who will have the better exit? Looks like Stick will have a better exit, but he'll be too far behind for a move, just before it's going into the back of Stig. Stig will try and hold the inside line to defend a move, but Slick will try and get a better exit out of turn 8. Now trying to get better exit out of turn 9 and 9, going down the main straight. seems like Stig seems to be gaining more time on Mugen than Slick is to gain time on Stig. However, he will be close to turn 2, but seems he'll be too far back for a send down the inside. It seems like he is. However, Slick will be close now, and all he'll have to do is get a good exit out of turn 4, which he looks like he does. However, he'll lose out on. Seems like he gets a worse exit actually as he loses out. He's about 5 tenths behind Stig. And I'm sorry, Dig, but we'll have to review Hyper's incident a bit after the race. Is for now we just keep it alive to the action, and after the race is over, or I'll keep out like throughout the race I'll keep notes of any incidents that happen, and after the race I'll go over and review what happened. So definitely we'll go over the Hyper's incident, Hyper and P1 finishers incident after the race. Now Stig seems to have a bit of a better one on Stig, but he won't be close yet as Mugen 3 goes a bit wide. And now he Stig close. Stig looks down the inside, but he's not close enough. And that leaves Stig vulnerable to Slick. Stig will hold the inside. Slick will go to the outside line to try and get a better one. And he ends up, I think he spun round. Yeah, it looks like he got a bit on the grass there and spun round. He has some severe wheel damage. So I think he might have gone to the wall there. That'll be something to review after the race. As Monic got disconnected. It's got info Monic disconnected, unfortunately, so I do apologize that happened. Now it looks like Slick is going into the pit. A very, very early pit stop. Maybe a bit too early, but looks like he'll try and repair the damage to the wheel of his car. The Spooner Poker is still behind Marmot for about the good portion of this race. Almost all of this race, Spooner Poker has been stuck behind Marmot. It is tricky to overtake on this track, as a fellow driver said, H-Day. In the words of H-Day, this is basically Monaco without walls. So there's a bit of room for error. If you do make a mistake with all the one-off, however, you still will lose a lot of time, and you won't immediately be out of the race, but you might get thrown into a wall or one off the track. It's very easy to do here. Or get a drive-through for track limits. Looks like Mama just gets a good exit out of turn 4. So I doubt Unipoker will be able to make a move as of now. Unipoker will get close and a bit too close as he goes off track in turn 6. That'll certainly be a warning for him. See, I love close to HJ. we were just talking about, and in HJ's words, franchise is basically Monaco without walls. Now I have to prove that theory by making it as hard as possible for Isla to get past him. Zonula, as we see ahead, Zonula looking to get past Sky. As we check on Fish, who's now 13 seconds ahead of Patino. He's riding with the two teammates, Sky and Zonula. Seems Sky will pit this lap. Interesting how the driver's going for very early pit stops. So far, they are safe from any wet weather. So far, but anything could happen. And Stig, you see now Stig in P7. Now we're onto a three-way battle for P12 between Loose Lips, P1 Finisher, and Beto. Suki behind looking to gain some time. Looks like Loose Lips goes a bit wide, but too wide, as P1 Finisher will go a bit on the gravel. Will he send it down the inside? I nope, he will stick behind Loose Lips. But he won't send it down here. Nope, he thinks much better to move there, but he might go down the inside of turn on 4. Nope, he'll look to get a better exit out of turn 4 than Loose Lips. Looks like he's unsuccessful in that attempt though. Suki is closing in on this group. Now we wait for see if P1 Finisher will activate whatever the secret boost button is to try and see if we can get to P1 or just get past Loose Lips. But he will also have to worry about Beto as Loose Lips goes hiking into the beach. Loose Lips goes off into the gravel, and now it's under pressure from Suki, and Suki will look down the inside and absolutely send it past Loose Lips, but Loose Lips will get the switch back on Suki, but Suki will be close and might send it down the inside of turn 3, but Suki will think better. Now Suki has to deal with, Loose Lips will have to deal with Suki behind. Now you see Suki hopping like a rabbit behind. A bit of lag there from Loose Lips. Almost leading to a disconnect. Like Loose Lips as will pull away from Suki though. But go for a bit of lawnmower there. And now we're going to turn 7. As Suki drifts around the corner a bit. Looks like Loose Lips will stay ahead of Suki as like Beto's putting pressure on P1 Finisher. He ride on board with Beto in the 718 Cayman. See if we'll throw it down the inside. It's way too far back. He looks to the inside, but P1 finisher goes wide, and so does Beto. As Beto got a bit too greedy and was unable to capitalize on this opportunity. If Beto does go a bit wide off track, that will surely be a warning for him. He'll look to the inside, but it's, he's just been a bit too thirsty with bit too thirsty and impatient. And now he's losing even more time to P1 finisher down the Pilgrim's Drop and into horizontal sprint again. Beto's now 6 tenths behind P1 finisher. Now that decreases to 4 tenths, let's here look to decrease the time. I'm like he's coding or something. 12 goes to turn 8. Pressure's on. Finisher will try to run as fast as he can, but then Beto will catch him. Mugen 3 pits with this lap as Beto is close behind. He'll definitely be trying to send it down on the inside at this time, but he goes a bit on the gravel. Beto is still behind. P1 finisher. Surkey seemed to have made his pit stop as he's in 20th. Mugen 3 making his pit stop. Now he exits the pits. And Mugen 3 will have free to try and get his tires up this temperature. And just push. It's about 6 seconds behind Purple Shark, so he has at least a lap of free air. So now you see Fish, who I'm honestly not sure how far away he is from Patino. As you see HJ in 4th, with Chandra in 3rd, and I Love in 5th, but they have yet to make their pit stops, as well as Patino and Fish. With 40 minutes left, still no win in sight. As it stands currently, Fish is in the lead, followed by Patino, Chandler, AJ, I Love, Stig, Pinto, Luigi, Wob, P1 finisher, Beto, Loose Lips, Herbal Expander. As Herbal Expander and Loose Lips, it could be battling, or actually, Loose Lips goes into pit, so we Herbal Expander, Bruno, Poker, Slick, then Loose Lips, then Popo Snack, Mugen 3, Surkey, Marmot, Ed Bull, who's a couple of laps behind. Toy is also a couple of laps behind. Monic, who is also a couple of laps behind. And Hyper, who retired from the race after getting into an incident with P1 finisher. But as it stands currently, as the good portion of the field have yet to have made the pit stops, and still about 38 minutes left. Sky has made his pit though, and is locked down to 12 for the time being. As Rob enters the pit as well as the Marmot. P1 finisher and Beta will stay out to probably try and go to the halfway point before pitting. See Slick get it led by Fish. Loose Lips looks to be stopped. Looks like he stalled his hold a bit there. Looks like Loose Lips stalled out there. and coming out the pit box. And I love looks at pit now as well. Now it seems like now is the optimum pit window for the drivers. Pinto also jumps into the pit lane. I love exits his pit box. So far, nothing too dramatic has happened yet, as I love now exits right ahead of Pinto. I mean, right ahead of Pinto, and I love will be ahead of Sky. He'll definitely, but he might have some trouble getting past P1 Finisher and Beta, who look to be battling for position ahead. Let's see if we can get to them. Right on board with Beto. Been trying to get past P1 Finisher for quite some time. As P1 Finisher goes wide, this will be Beto's opportunity. There's a bit of contact. But they'll now go side by side. Down, Pilgrim's drop. Up. Beto with the overspeed, with the better speed. P1 Finisher with the inside. And seems like P1 Finisher will go really wide. In turn 5. And into turn 6, Beto seems to be ahead. P1 Finisher does not want to give this up. But it looks like he'll have to for now. He'll have a bit of a better exit. He'll bump trap Beto a bit to try and get past. He'll look to the outside. But he gets a bit on the grass though. And he'll now be under pressure from I Love, who already made his pit stop. Pinto's on the grass. P1 Finisher would go defensive from I Love. This is not what I would have wanted. Going halfway into the race now. I Love will want to get past P1 Finisher as soon as he possibly can, because he'll lose a lot of time to some of the cars that haven't pitted yet if he gets held up by P1 Finisher. As Fish now comes into the pits. Loose Lips exits the pits again. John ahead now looks to deal with lap traffic, as well as HJ, who choose to stay out. And now the track is optimum with not a hint of rain yet. Patino inherits the lead as Fish pits. I Love has actually lost a bit of time to P1 Finisher. Guy is 7.2 seconds behind I Love. If I Love gets held up by P1 Finisher Sky, I might get close. And I'm so I Love will not want that to happen, so I have to work hard to get past P1 Finisher. As Fish opts down to fifth, but he has yet to pit. And he'll have some more free air to just get his tires up to temperature and push. As some drivers go on a bit on the grass. But Jonda's still trying to manage his way through lap traffic. Pinto and Wob have yet to made the pitch, but Jonda and HJ are still staying out. Uno Poco now comes to the pits. Spittle will get the blue flags, but as long as he doesn't hold up Zonda, he does not have to give up his position just yet. His wobble goes side by side with Zonda. Wobble back out. I'm sure Zonda is frustrated about this, but I'm sure H-State he will be very happy. Because now he'll be getting closer and closer to Zonda. A stick goes off into the grass, but managed to get back on the track. Luigi goes down the inside of Purple Snack at the final corner and gets past. Let's see if Purple Snack will be able to fight back. It looks like he's too far behind for a send down into turn 2. So go very wide. Joey is off track. Not exactly sure what happened there. Oh. Beto with some free air. And Mugen 3 now under pressure by Luigi. Luigi will look to the inside of turn 7, but he'll back out. Will Luigi send it down the inside of turn 8? Nope. He'll aim for the better exit out of turn 8. Will he send it down the inside of turn 9? And nope. Oh, he's playing game. He's playing the small game. He's trying to get the better exit out of turn 9. Mugen 3 will try and go defensive. Luigi gets ever closer and looks to the inside of Mugen 3. So now they go side by side into turn 2. Luigi on the inside, Mugen on the outside. Luigi will try and push Mugen wide, and Luigi's glad his way past Mugen 3, but Mugen 3 will still have the inside. A bit of contact there. Luigi will go hiking, but Mugen getting his elbows out, trying to keep Luigi behind. And this will be for official track position, because they both made their pit stops, and Purple Snack might be licking his lips behind, because as these two fight, they'll fall behind to Purple Snack. Now they go side by side. Down Pilgrim's Drop and into Hawthorne's Bench. As Luigi gets past Mugen 3, but Mugen 3 will try and switch back as Luigi goes on the grass. But Luigi gets past. That's Mugen 3. You'll write that down in the notice, as yellow flags are out for Joey, who's in the pits. Smallmud goes on the grass pit. It's very easy to get to think this cars are lawnmowers here and go onto the grass. It's Purple Snack. Will fall behind to Luigi and Mugen 3 as they're no longer battling each other. A turbo expander with some big damage. I'm not too sure what happened there, but we'll mark that down. Not sure if that's lap one undamaged or damage he just came into the pit for. But that does get repaired as he now exits the pits. Less than 30 minutes to go, and oh, it does get a bit overcast, but no way yet, at least. Sips enters the pits again. HJ now makes his pit stop. Johnler will stay out. HJ looking for the undercut on Johnler. Will Johnler respond though? He might have to. As Bruno Poco now gets the blue flags for Sky behind. Will he let Sky through? He won't let him through now. Might let him do after turn 8 though. No, he's gonna as Sky gets the better exit and Bruno lets him by. As Pinto's getting the blue flags for Johnler. Purple Snack is ahead of him, but Purple Snack has yet to pit. Big in P4, but he's also not pitted yet. We seem to be a bit closer to VG now. This should be an entertaining battle between the two of them. If we can get close enough though, and he'll lose about 5/10 to VG in turn 1. As Megan 3 goes very wide, very deep into turn 2. It's about a couple of tenths there. As VG goes off and Mugen goes off too. Those will surely be warnings for them. VG also goes off at the exit of turn 4, going down Pilgrim's Drop now. About 1.5 seconds ahead of Mugen 3. Stig made his pit stop now. And looks like I Love Ant will come out ahead of Stig, but I'm betting Stig will try and get past I Love. Mugen 3 now 2.2 seconds behind Weechi. With Pinto behind him, 2.2 seconds behind Mugen 3. With Johnler behind, Pinto trying to lap him. See Stig now under pressure from Sky. Should be an interesting battle to watch. The Sky will be very close to Stig. Sky will flash his lights to try and intimidate Stig a bit. But that won't work against Stig as as Sly goes drifting and do turn 9, and that won't be the best exit for Sky. But if he gets a good exit, better exit than Stig in turn 1, he might be able to send it down the inside. He gets really close to Stig, and goes on the limits. It's millimeters away from the gravel. Stig goes wide. Sky looks to take advantage, and there's contact. And Sky spins Stig right into the wall. That's big damage for Stig. Sky will bye by the golden wall, and net Stig back by. That's big damage for Stig. Now HJ is about 1 second away. Looks like he's lost a bit of time. I'm to Stig and Sky. No, I was thinking of HJ, who was able to get ahead of Stig and Sky. I was thinking of but now all the lights go on for the young cars. The drivers turn the lights on as so to get dark now. We'll come back to that battle a bit later to see what happens. It looks like now there's going to be some action as Sky will get close, and Stig goes right again, and Sky goes straight past Stig. The damage clearly showing on that Aston Martin. His steering is a bit messed up. As you can see, the steering has a bit of an angle. The angle isn't straight, so I doubt Stig will be happy with Sky for that. Purple Snack having to move out the way for but having to be careful as now Beto looks to take advantage, and they make contact, and Purple Snack's in the wall. Beto trying to seize an opportunity as Purple Snack is letting up past but Beto just ended up going straight into Purple Snack, spinning him into the wall, and Beto goes back past now. Seeing Mugen 3 in 10th with Pinto 1 second behind. And Fish also behind, looking to lap the two drivers. It's Mugen with a 133.9 and Pinto with a 134.4. So as of now, it seems Mugen is a bit safe from Pinto. It seems to be a bit faster than him, but they will have to look out for Fish behind, who will lap them in a couple of seconds time. Pinto will gain a bit on Mugen 3. Now 5 tenths away from him. Will he be able to get a good exit? No, he will not. But now, they can probably hear the big steps of Fish behind as they look to get past him. So we'll get a lot closer to Mugen 3 this lap though. He's probably thinking to himself, Pinto's probably thinking to himself, where can I get past Mugen? There's a few good overtaking spots, and there's a few where it's very hard to get past, but right now, though, besides I team past Mugen 3, he'll also have to worry about the fish behind. Fish will probably take his time, though, as he is quite the distance against the P2, but he'll still definitely look to get past, as Pinto will play safe and let Fish pass. Mugen will also let Fish pass on the inside. Pinto losing out a bit after deciding to just lift on the straight. Now Stig falling 2 seconds behind Sky, and now under pressure from Slick, who he was battling with earlier this race. Stig will go and get closer to Stig, but Pinto will also get closer to Mugen 3. Now it seems Mugen will have the better exit out of turn 9, but now you look like it's Slick. Looking to get past Stig in turn 4, and looks like Slick might have a better exit. Looks like he will get in Stig's draft, but I don't think he's close enough to make a move. Now you see Slick is probably looking to slide past Stig in one of these corners. But where? Will it be turn 8? He'll get close, but not close enough. As Weezy gets a drive-through for track limits. The second driver to fall victim to track limits at this track. As Pinto will be very close to Mugen 3. Not close enough to make a move yet. He's heading into turn 2. Will Stig make a move? No, but Stig will go wide, and then Stig will look to side past him as they go side by side into turn 3. This is where Stig got spun into the wall earlier, but Stig will fall a bit back behind, but he'll try and get the better exit. And Stig will look to the inside of Stig. Heading into turn 4 now. Oh, Slig gets ahead, but who will have the better exit? Looks like Stig with the better exit. Slig goes defensive. Stig's too far back for move into Hawthorne's bench. Now it looks like Stig will fall behind due to the damage his car has caused. Marnik serves his pit stop. As Pinto looks to the inside, I believe, of Hawthorne's bench on Mugen. It won't work. He will look to the inside of turn 6. That won't work either. Getting a bit too greedy with that. There. As he slides now. Got too greedy with his food and choked a bit. Warm now, about 6 seconds behind this group. If they hold each other up, they might just let Warm up, come close to them. Going with the helmet cam. Mugen 3 goes wide, so does Pinto, but Mugen will get the better exit, heading into turn 3, breaking around that orange barrier. Mugen will break a bit to try and avoid getting another warning. Mugen will go defensive. If Pinto backs out, not enough room. Slams the door shut, but Mugen will go wide, something wide. And Pinto will go soon right by Mugen. Mugen got a bit too aggressive there and ended up going wide on 4. Now Pinto gets ahead, but Pinto will also go a bit wide. Mugen Flash is just now trying to intimidate him. Mugen will get close though now. Very close. Almost bumping the bumpers there. Flash again tried to intimidate him and probably tried to distract him from acting. It won't work this time, as Pinto will have the better exit, but Mugen will try to stay with him. He's too far back for a send. Surely he won't send it though. He'll get close, but he'll lose a bit of time on exit as he holds onto the astroturf. He'll get close. He'll push his distract him to a max. Tries to distract him again, and with flashing his lights. Now he'll be super close. Going down the Pilgrim's Drop. He'll drop down the hill. Would he look to the inside? Not close enough. Mugen will have to wait for the perfect opportunity to get past Pinto. Kind of like what Pinto did to him, but now Wob is 5 seconds behind this group. If they hold each other up for longer, Wob might have a say in this battle with less than 10 minutes left in this race. Fish still in the lead. P1 finisher is now in the presence of Surky behind. He's been a little bit silent this race. There have been a few moments where you've seen Surky, but not too much as P1 finisher has his wipers on. And now he turns them off. No rain expected for the remainder of this race. Surky will be close behind P1 finisher. But John Lowe will also be close behind to try and nab this pair. See Surky go up, a bit off track, hopping like a rabbit. Go do horizontal spins again. I can imagine would be quite a good spot to just sit and watch the cars go by. Surky goes a bit off track. lose a lot of time to P1 finisher. Slick is getting ever closer to Sky, but 2.5 seconds separate them. With Slick falling back thanks to the damage he occurred with his incident with Sky. About 5 seconds away from Slick. Ouija's sitting comfortably in P12 with some free air to try and push. It looks like Wob is about 3 seconds away from Mugen 3, if I'm correct. On the lap circuit. HJ about 5 tenths away from I Love, basically right up his bumper. And Mugen 3 goes wide and loses more time to Pinto. Oh, and Wob will come ever closer to the pair. Now with about 6 minutes left, we will also have a battle for P4 between I Love and HJ. Half a second separates them as I Love goes a bit wide. Will HJ get a better line? He'll get a much better line. I Love will go bit defensive. Will HJ look to the inside? No, he'll look for the better exit out of turn 9. Right on I Love's bumper, knocking on his door, wanting to break it open. Heading into turn 1 now. Who will get the better exit? Turn 2. HJ will look to the inside of I Love. He'll send it down the inside, and does contact. HJ goes straight into I Love, and I Love starts right in, and HJ just misses Beto, and Sky. HJ with a terrible rejoin, joining right in front of Sky. He's dropping like a stone now. HJ looking to finish in P4, and now just dropped to P7. He'll be lucky if he can get past Slick, or keep Stig behind. Another incident to add to the notes. As Chandler and looks like a car all went off. Not sure what just happened there. P1 finisher and Chandler. Not exactly sure what happened there. Have to review that after race. It's on the lap circuit again. Slick is now 5 tenths away from Sky. And Mugen 3 is now under pressure for the top 10 by Wob. And that's murmured off into the grass. getting close and going for a bit of lawn mode, on mode, and out of the exit of turn 8 as they turn their way through turn 9. About 2 minutes left. Swap 420 gets much better at getting Mugen 3. This will be for the top 10. And ooh. Swap 420, he spins, trying to avoid going into Mugen 3. He'll recover, but that'll be the end of that battle. Now Wob will get the blue flags for as Marta gets a drive through for track limits, and Wob now lets Patino pass. See if you can get on board with Slick. With about 2 laps left, he'll try and get past Sky. This will be for the top 5. Slick will get close to Sky, but not close enough to send it on the inside.
Right, man. Leader is on the final lap. Give it all you can.
As Fish now starts the final lap after the race, so Slick will have this lap and a lap afterwards to try and get past Sky. Looks like now will be his best opportunity. Sky has a bad exit. Down Pilgrim's drop and into Hawthorne's fence. He won't make the move though, choosing to stay behind. Will he send him down turn 6? Oh, but wait, he'll cut the track. Even. That'll solely be a warning for him as he loses time. Will he send him down the inside of turn 8? No. He'll lose a bit of time though. See Martin now serving his drive-through. And now let's see if we can find Fist. I mean, what more is there to say besides an absolute masterclass from Fist? As soon as he got past as his teammate Hyper, he took off to the distance and wins at Brands Hatch. And Fist will start off this season with a win. Slick is falling on and behind, and a second to Sky. It's Patino and Rob now going to the final corner. Patino will take P2. Turkey not being able to get past has P1 finisher. Looks Turkey went off the track there for a sec. And oh, that's Fish, and he's just doing donuts. And we see Slick sliding to turn on 7. He'll right through turn 8. But he's not close enough to get past Sky. So I love will finish in P4. Beto behind him in 15th. And Sky in P5. Followed by Slick. As, as Edible will now finish his race. Few drivers taking the Andy layout for some reason. And there you have it. Let's try and save the replay. Hopefully it does not crash. I hope. And that's the replay. We have the replay save. There we go. Great race to all the drivers. It's the final grid order for the race. And P1 is Stig, 30 who dominated this race as soon as he got past his hyper, finishing 37 seconds ahead of Patino. An absolute massacre from Viss yet again. And Jonula getting on the podium. So Fish, Patino, and Jonula are the podium finishers. I love from P4, followed by Sky, who wound to the top 5. Slick in P6, who lost out about 1.5 seconds to Sky. H staying 7th, followed by Stig in 8th with damage. It's Pinto, oh who did not finish on the lead lap in 9th. Then Mugen 3 holding on to P10 and from Wob, who didn't make an error, who now finishes in 11th. Ricci in P12, followed by P1 finisher, who finished P13. Cirky in 14th, Beta in 15th, Popo Snack in 16th, Bruno Poker in 17th. He's about 6 tenths away from him. Hobo Expander in 18th, Mohammed in 19th, Edible in 20th, Monic in 24th, after unfortunately getting disconnected. And then Loose Lips, Joy, Oi, and Hyper all retired from the race. And that is your current grid. Now we'll head to the replay. I'll be right back after you feel the post race. Alright, now we can get started with post race. I'll see if any of the drivers will be down for an interview. Alright, so first off, we start with lap 1, and I'm not sure why Hyper has a Porsche. I do not think, pretty sure he had an Alpine, but okay. So things game. As we make it through turn 1, on 2, and 3, or turn 1 and 2, actually, there was an incident in turn 3. And there's the incident. Ooh, it looks like Pinto first. That was Pinto that forced Monic wide, I believe. Yeah, made it to turn 2, but afterwards, Pinto forced Monic off track. And that was their own incident, but then it looks like Edible, who's in an Alpine, enforced Slick off, punched Slick off track, and there's another incident behind between Bruno Poco, Marmot, and Purple Snack. Both of them, uh, Bruno Poco being very unlucky there. Marmot misjudging his breaking point, then which leads to Purple Snack misjudging his breaking point as well. Oh, oh, which then leads to which then forces Marmot back into Bruno Polka, and Bruno Polka gets spun around. As the cars from the pit lane, and now I'll go past them. As we watch through the rest of lap 1 to see if anything else happened that might have missed. We got Monica, I think we just saw that a bit earlier. We got punted by Pinto in turn 2. Yeah, unfortunate lap 1 incident. Um, we went side by side. Yeah, looks like Pinto got a snap of oversteer. Yeah, and went straight into you. Yeah. This very interesting incident. Where two drivers outbreak themselves and one straight into Bruno Polka. I have no idea why. Edible was in the Alpine because he was driving a Mercedes. Not Alpine. Oh, Bettino almost went on the outside of Fist. That would have been very interesting to see if he had gone past Fist. We were trying to look for the moment where Fist got past his teammate. Fish just had a better exit. They went side by side. Fish on the outside. But he braked a bit earlier, and that Hyper outbrake himself and made the switchback hack. He got past Hyper. And then GG's. Oh, look at the incident. And again, Pinto, it was. It's definitely a bit of oversteer, but I see what you mean. Well, Pinto could have held the inside a lot more, been a bit more aware. But yeah, it happens. Thankfully, we do have the ticket system if you feel that Pinto does need to be penalized for that. So. Let me pull up my notes real quick so I do not forget at anything else that happened. All right, I now have my notes. And the first incident I'll go over. Oh, will be an incident with Wob and loose slips on lap 3. I feel like I was thinking of another incident that took place later. Maybe it was. I think my things are off by a lap. Thanks to ACC's weird lap counter, but oh, I'll, I'll go over that later as we find out what happened to Ricci. Seems to be battling with Stig. So far, a good battle between Ricci and Stig. But Stig gets the better exit and goes to the left left of the track. Going side by side. Stig goes around the outside. And this is the incident where there was contact. So look, let's go. Like Wob goes for a move on the inside. Right? EG turns in, but it turns in a bit too much, and I think it's too close. And Wob and he and Wab make contact, and he loses quite a lot of positions there, and loses the position to Maronic as well. From Wab's on board. Contact with loose lips. Might not have been accounted for Wab there, and I wouldn't be too shocked as he just came down to the inside, but quite a lot of incidents this race. Now we will up onto Wobbs because of an incident with him and loose lips. So loose lips gets a bad exit. Wobb tries to go down the inside, but he's too close, too far behind, and when staying to loose lips. That would definitely be on Wobb there. The difference between with these GT3s and GT4s and GT3s is with the ABS they have quite a similar braking distance, so you don't really see too many dive bombs from like 4 tenths away or more. So, and if they do, they'll just be contacted and someone will get run off the road or spun around. There was also another incident. I forgot to write down the lap of the incident though, but I believe it had to do with edibles. It was somewhere between lap 4 and lap 10. And I forgot to write down the lap. I believe it was the incident that had resulted in hypothyroidism. Although I could be wrong. I think it was the incident before that. Yes, it was on the previous lap. I remember now. Now, how P1 and finisher gets a bad exit. Edible tries to unnap himself, but goes right into P1 finisher. Then Hyper tries to avoid them, and Dekri doesn't make contact with any of them. This one is a more simple one to me. Edible is in his way to unlap himself, without a doubt, but I think when trying to do that, he missed his breaking point by quite a bit, and ended up sliding into Wob, who was still a bit side by side there. And Hyper just avoiding the both of them, and I don't think he made contact with any of them. How he didn't spin out there, I do not know. So, now we'll look at the incident that ended Hyper's race with P1 finisher. He looks to the inside, but P1 finisher squeezes him into the inside. They go side by side, and they make contact on the straight, and Hyper hits the wall, and then runs into P1 finisher and the second barrier, and then tows the car. This is a very interesting one. Already very aggressive. Have moved from P1 finisher. Not sure if he moved more than once there. Might have moved a bit more than once there. Very aggressive from P1 finisher. Around here, so an incident happened. Just one in, like they just run into each other. Either from this POV. This is from Hyper's on board. Does P1 finisher move his wheel? Yes, he does. Move his wheel to Hyper's position. This one might be on P1 finisher because I'm not sure if that was a block attempt there or an attempt to try and squeeze Hyper. Right the moment enough contact, he does turn his wheel quite a bit. And breaks a bit earlier than breaks a bit earlier. Usually you break after the right after the second um area, but he seems to break quite a lot earlier. And Hyper was too close behind and seemed to run into him. I'm not sure. It's very tough one to decide. I'll let the stewards decide that one out, but unfortunate end to Hyper's race. Starting from pole and and, and ending his race 10 laps. His race ending in the pits 10 laps later. That's an unfortunate incident for him. All right, the next incident is with Slick. Let's see if I can find him real quick. So, the end of lap 13. Yes, I do remember. He was having a battle with Sky, and I believe that's Mugen 3. And no, he's having his battle with Stig and Mugen 3. He tries to go to the outside, but ah, I figured that should happen. And just saw it at the end of the camera. You know? He tries to get tries to get the inside with the on Stig, but Stig locks the inside. He then tries to go for the outside for a better exit, but he doesn't turn enough and ends up breaking onto the grass. And if you know racing, you know that if you touch grass when you brake, you can send to the saddle well. And that's exactly what happened here. So miscalculation from Slick. He immediately he spins himself back around and thankfully no one runs into him. Alright, so the next incident on the list or event on the list is for some Joey on lap 21. If I can find him. He'll be in the black and gold Porsche. Lap 7. The 16th lap is quite long, so I guess we'll also review that too. She goes wide. I assume this is Happy Pits. He actually goes on the grass. And he pits this lap. Very, very interesting. I feel like he was one of the earlier drivers to pit. Drop track incident. Ouch, breaks himself going into turn 7. And then spinning straight into the barrier. That seemed to be what ended his race. I got a bit of OC and tried to correct it, but ended up steering straight into the wall. So another unfortunate end to his race. He quite a lot of damage to that 718 in gaming. So note to self: if someone has not finished a race, do not try to skip the lap. Otherwise, the game will crash. Apparently, crash your replays as well. I'll see if I can try and get this fixed. It is taking quite a while for my replays to load. Not exactly sure what happened. Try and save a new one.
Green light. Give it all you got.
I'll drive around for a bit to see if I can try and save a replay. I have no idea what happened to my offline my replays, but that's alright, because from what it seems like, the rest of the replay is all good. So, alright, reviewed Joey's incident. Now let's review the battle between Mugati and Wiki. on. Start at the end of lap 25, went on to lap 26. As Richie just managing to get to the inside, right? And sticking it down on the inside. I do turn two, bit of bumping there, but Megan was still on the inside. I for turn three, managed to bump her straight back. We tried to we go around the outside, right? And hold the inside. I going down Pilgrims Hill, I believe. I keep forgetting it. Then Hawthorne's bench and Richie gets past. Megan just with a bit wide. And Richie was able to see that and take advantage. The elbows were out for this battle. So Megan goes straight down the inside again. Richie bumped him and he bumped Richie back. Which sound side by side going down Pilgrim's Drive up. Richie had the inside with her Hawthorne's bench and managed to take the place. There was an incident with a car who just came into the pits, and that is Turbo Expander. I believe so. I believe that was the damage he had. I was trying to look to see where he got damage from. Honestly, that damage he had might have been from lap 1. It seems like the damage is from lap 1, so moving on, and we'll have the contact with Stig and Sky. And now we're on lap 31. We got that turn 1. Sky managed to get a bit at a line through turn 1. And Stig went very wide in turn 2. Sky looked for an opportunity. Stig tried to cut him off and got spun around. Originally, I thought Sky might have turned into Stig, but not too sure. Stig had plenty of room to leave Sky. Sky was taking his normal line. Looks like Stig tried to come across and block him. Definitely a desperate move from Stig there. Which ended up backfiring and him straight into the tire barrier. Now with that incident covered, there's also the incident with Beta and Purple Snap. Let's start with Beta. No, I'm looking at Pinto, not Beto. Purple snack. I love. Now I exiting turn 7. Purple snack lets I love through. Beto sees an opportunity and sends it down the inside. But ends up accelerating right into Purple snack and send him to the tire barrier. So that would definitely be on Beto if that incident was reported. Purple snack also then went very slow. Oh, did find a corner, and Beto ended up getting past him anyway. So that was just too aggressive from Beto, if you ask me. Now with that covered, we have incident with HJ and I Love. This is a fellow who just lapped the pair, and now it's on lap 42. Say gets a really good look at one on I Love. Looks to the inside of I Love. It gets on the grass a bit and ends up sending I Love close to the tire barriers, but not close enough. And this was definitely, if I had to say, this would definitely be on HJ, who looks like he missed his breaking point. It's around that orange marker. He definitely missed his breaking point there. Then he went straight into I Love. I Love was taking his normal defensive line. That was way too close for comfort for between him and Beto. And this, he went straight back to the inside. He should have just kept it on the outside, but ended up running right into Sky, which spun him around and made him lose even more places. It's more of a rookie mistake from HJ, who is a good driver, but we all make mistakes. It happens. This one just cost HJ quite a lot. And thankfully, he was able to finish this race. There's also the incident with Chandler and P1 finisher. It's quite the incident. Chandler goes to lap, P1 finisher. Turkey makes it almost three wide. Right? Very interesting incident. Turkey goes past both of them, so I'm not sure how he managed to get by. It looks like Turkey he let P1 finisher by. It's quite the sportsman move from Turkey there. One of the actually a bit of contact. No contact there. Slow this down on quite a bit. P1 finish on the inside. On the just quite the odd incident. I'd say this one's on John Love for basically turning into P1 finisher. There's quite a lot of room to for John Love to go on the outside of P1 finisher. I think he just expected P1 finisher to back out of it, but the move and let him happen himself. But P1 finisher did not back out, and John turned in, and P1 finisher was still there, and they make contact. And the final thing I have on here on my list is It's the incident with Wob and Wob and Mugen 3 on lap 43. This one was an interesting one. So Mugen and had a very slow line and in Hawthorne's bench. Looks like he braked a bit extra there. Yeah. What was his on-board drag? I wonder. It's quite an interesting incident. Slow down. So he brakes. What's he turn? I think Wob went a bit too fast because if he tried to take that same line, if Mugen wasn't there, I think he would have gone off the track. So I think that was Wob misjudging his corner a bit because it looked like Mugen 3 took that at a good pace. So definitely more of a racing incident. But besides that, that's it. That's all the incidents I seem to have on here. Now you can just watch as Fish. Now for the final, you can just watch Fish as he finishes his lap after a dominant performance from second to first. As soon as he got past Hyper, just straight sailing to victory. So congratulations to him, and thank you for everyone watching. And thank you for the drivers too for forming quite the interesting and exciting ways. There's definitely room for a bit more fairness and airness and a lot less incidents, but quite a good ways. So next round is Soda, I believe. Yep, next round will be Soda, which will be on 23rd. So feel free to tune in there for at around 5:45 EST. Until then, just enjoy watching Fish as he takes the checkered flag. Have a great night.